Hi, how are you? So, I thought I would talk about the song meaning behind. I don't know where I'm going to put the graphic. But the song meaning behind the song The Conversation 715 by Dear Buffalo 93. I'm gonna do more of these song meaning videos and kind of the history and the story behind some of the songs. So this song, first of all, Dear Buffalo 93 is a spoken word hard rock project that I have that originally was shoegaze, and I tried to sing, but I can't sing worth anything because when I sing, it probably sounds like this to people, and we don't want that now, do we? So I thought I have all these rock songs, but I can't sing. I can scream like metal screamo stuff, but that doesn't really go with rock songs. So how do I put some sort of vocals of my own on these songs? So I remembered spoken word is an emo type stuff is a thing. Bands like Me Without You, Hot Mulligan, Listener, 68 kind of stuff like that. And I'm like, I could kind of do that. So that's what this band is slowly morphed into, is what this is. And the Conversation 715 is probably it is the closest to what I want it to be. Very wordy, very spoken, yelly, but not screamo. The history of the songwriting, the music part of it, for the people who are OGs here on the channel, about 2 or 3 years ago, I challenged myself to write 5 songs per week, Monday through Friday, for 6 months, and I did. It's actually a playlist called Creative Log, but I spelled log with a UE at the end. I don't know why I did that, but I did. The Conversation 715, the instrumental, was one of those songs. One of the early ones. When recently working on Dear Buffalo 93, I found this instrumental, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this done. And the lyrics part for it is some lyrics I had written a long time ago. Now, the lyrics, this lyric meaning behind the song is, when I wrote the lyrics at the time, I was severely depressed. Like, very depressed. So, and that's not really where I am now, but I didn't want to lose that moment in history of my life. So what I did was, parts of the song is me speaking and parts of the song is God speaking. And I thought that was a really cool tandem or conversation where one person is like severely depressed calling out for God, and God is calling out to them, like trying to reach for them, and this dude who's depressed can't hear God, but God is still calling out to him. That's a kind of the story behind the song. And near the end of the song, the bridge, he kind of succumbs to what God wants him to be. And that's kind of the meaning behind the song. Because honestly, a lot of my songs will deal with anxiety or depression. Even though I'm a Christian, I still deal with those things, as every human does, every now and again. But all of my old lyrics definitely dealt with that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not as bad as I once was, thank the Lord. But I still don't want to just throw those lyrics out because that's just part of my history as a human, who I am. So I'm like, I like the idea of adding a hint of new stuff from a new perspective of where I am now to lyrics that I wrote like 10 years ago. And I have like stacks and stacks and stacks of paper and notes of lyrics I wrote when I was younger. I will say some of those lyrics no one will ever see at the light of day because, good Lord, they were cringy. I like the idea, if they're good, is to revisit them, add some new stuff to it to kind of give a new perspective. Because where I am now is not where I was 15 years ago. Thank God. I'm in my 30s now, and I definitely don't want to be a 15-year-old again. We don't want that. But that's kind of the Conversation 715. And now that I've talked about it, it's kind of like a recycle of a song, recycling old parts. And one thing I do want to express through my songwriting is, especially to Christians, if you're dealing with depression or anxiety, reach out to someone, don't feel guilt over it. And really, that can apply to anyone. If you're having issues with depression or anxiety, reach out to someone. It's hard to fight that battle on your own, so reach out to people. That's advice for you for today. But yeah, the Conversation 715, I'm realizing is a kind of like a recycle of old stuff because the instrumental I wrote 2 or 3 years ago, the lyrics was like 15 years old. Some of the lyrics was new, and I put it all together. Um, I will say it was very hard to record the vocals because it's a very wordy one. I did a lot of takes. I did record the song in how I record vocals is very quick. I think I recorded the song with the vocals in an hour. It's like boom, done. I don't like to do many retakes. There's even some. If you hear in the song, there's some voice cracks, and normally I wouldn't want that, but with how the song is supposed to be very emotional and from a place of desperation, I thought that was kind of cool. It was like a happy little accident. But I really like that because it's very it's with spoken word. Spoken word works really well with very emotional, desperate state of mentality. So that kind of, I think, works really well for the song. And I will say my favorite part of the whole song, and if you're a guitar player, you'll hear it, is that the bridge is just one note a butt ton of times. I don't remember why I did that. I challenged myself. I'm like, I'm going to write a bridge where I just play the same note over and over again, but play it aggressively harder over and over and over again. And I love that about the song is keep it so simple. It's stupid simple. And, but yeah, Dear Buffalo, the whole project has kind of been like a secret because the vocal part I haven't really been happy about, but this one I've really liked. And I hope you like it. I hope the song meaning behind it kind of helped you. And I'm going to do more of these song meaning videos because I really like doing this. I get to talk about songs that I make because I don't really get to do that much very often. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you subscribe and make sure to like the video and go check out all our other videos. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.